Hey there, comic book community. My name is Joe, and you're watching 360 Comics. This past weekend, I drove 4 hours from the Philadelphia area all the way up to the Mohegan Sun Resort in Connecticut for Terrificon 2022. This was my very first time going to this event, and I had a great time. I got to hang out with friends, meet some new people, buy comic books, and most importantly, debut my new comic book hunting hat, which my wife absolutely hates. As of right now, we're less than 70 subscribers away from our goal of 2,000, at which point we'll be giving away this copy of Secret Wars #1. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. That gets you one entry, and then you can go check out our other videos from the months of May, June, and July. Like those videos and leave comments on them for additional entries. Good luck. Terrificon 2022. On your mark, get set, go! Wow, this line was long. Took forever to walk to the end of it, despite getting there an hour early, but nonetheless, it moved pretty quickly once the doors opened and we made it inside. This was such a jaw-dropping show. I didn't realize that it was this big. There were just dozens and dozens of dealers and vendors everywhere, tons of people dressed up in cosplay, and this booth caught my attention when I first walked in. We've got Very Gary Comics here. He's got one of the best YouTube channels out there for comic book collecting and buying and selling, and this was such an impressive setup. He never disappoints at these shows. Check these out, though, from Golden Auctions, some of the stuff that's going up in their August auction. Just absolute gems of high-end collectibles. Whew! We're going to kick off the haul portion of this video with something that was actually given to me as a gift. This is the Terrificon exclusive variant of The Boys #7. Multiple first appearances in this book, and it's got a great virgin cover by Jerry Ordway, given out only at this event. So thanks to Danny for that. Really stoked to have it in my collection. And moving on to the first dealer that I bought from was my guy Sean, comics_CT on Instagram. Definitely go check him out. Does live shows as well as Instagram sales. But we got some cool stuff right here. He had some $5 bins, and it was $25 for 6 books. So you end up buy 5, get 1 free. We got X Factor #1. Can't really beat that for $5. And then we've got Venom, I almost said Lethal Protector. No, this is Funeral Pyre #1. Awesome Punisher team up here. Just $5 for the first issue. New X-Men #1. I think a lot of the characters introduced in this run are going to be used in the MCU. A lot of great stuff came out of this time by Grant Morrison. So this is the first book of that new X-Men run. It's issue number 114, but it's the first book of that when they changed the name to New X-Men. Then we've got this timeless cover featuring the Incredible Hulk. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the timeless covers. They're not really my thing, but this one just looks freaking awesome. Definitely had to pick that up for $5. And look at this last one right here. Punisher War Journal #1 newsstand. That's a 90s book, harder to find in a newsstand, and it is pretty high grade as well. Definitely wasn't passing that one up for $5. And for my free book, guess what I got? A second copy of X Factor #1. Like I said, it was, buy 5, get 1 free. Why not pick up a second copy of this definitely underrated late 80s, Copper Age #1. He also had some dollar bins, and I grabbed some stuff out of there. Some cool stuff here. It's got a couple dings on it, but this is the first cover art by Todd McFarlane. Seems like something definitely great to pick up as a Todd McFarlane fan. Been looking for these for a while. Didn't really want to pay a premium on it, so this was a good deal. Then we got Alpha Flight #51, another artist-related key issue. This is the first interior art by Jim Lee, and 2 issues later, number 53, was his first cover art. Great stuff there. Also for $1, this Cloak and Dagger 25th anniversary of Marvel/Fantastic Four book. I always pick these up when I can get them cheap because a lot of people like to collect the full set. And the less popular a title is, the more expensive it is because there's just less copies out there. So I figured this one wasn't a super popular title. Not that any of these books are worth like really that much. Then we got some ASM. Can't turn down some, late Bronze Age ASM for $1. We got 128. Looked like it was in pretty nice condition, so I grabbed it. And then Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, number 65. This is a key issue. I forget what it is. Very minor key. But I actually didn't have this one, and I'm looking to complete my Spectacular Spider-Man run, so definitely worth picking up for just $1. It's a newsstand, not that that really matters from this era. So, as you can see from Comic CT, I got a nice little haul right there. Moving on. Oh, wait, there's just one more book. I forgot about this. This was, I thought this was in the next pile, but no, this is from Comic CT. This was in a dollar bin. Now, it is chewed on or something. You can see it right up here, all along the sides. This is, it is not a high-grade book by any means, but come on. Iron Man number 282, the first appearance of the War Machine armor for $1. I was not passing that one up. It's complete. It's all intact, despite being, quite possibly chewed on by something. Definitely had to grab that for $1. No regrets there whatsoever. Either I keep it as a reader copy for myself, or I pass it on to someone else as a really easy entry point to grabbing that book. This next one, I didn't get this dealer's name and I forgot about it, but he had a bunch of $5 bins and there was a discount deal. I think it was 5 for 20. So I think it was, it was actually, you know what? It was 3 for 15. Now I remember, or 3 for 10, 3 for 10. So you buy 2, get 1 free. X-Men number 283. First full appearance of almost said Gambit. First full appearance of Bishop. Book I've been picking up for a while. I've mentioned it plenty on this channel. Green Lantern number 51. First cover appearance of Kyle Rayner, and I believe this is his first appearance in costume as well. Certainly his first cover appearance. Great book. From the 90s. This one, I have no problem selling this book ever. People love this book. It's got a great cover, foil, 90s. It's a milestone issue. We're talking Web of Spider-Man number 100. First appearance of the MK1 spider armor, that first variation of the armor. Really, really great foil cover here. All green, really pops really nicely. So definitely grab that one. X-Men number 150. This is an origin story of Magneto. Nothing special, but it was in pretty good shape, so I grabbed it. And, look at that. A second copy of that first full appearance of Bishop. Now, I bundled all these together. So, like I said, he had that deal. I pulled some of these out. He also had this Ultimate Comics, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate All-New Spider-Man. I forget exactly what this... I've heard people call this Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2. I've heard other people call this Ultimate All-New Spider-Man. I've heard people call this All-New Spider-Man. Whatever it is, it's the second appearance of Miles Morales, his first solo book. It's a number 1, all that stuff. Actually, this would be Volume 3 of Ultimate Spider-Man, but I digress. Anyway, great book, and it's got a little, issue up in this corner. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it. Looked like it might have been dropped on that corner. It's got a little color break up there. Nothing super serious, though. I ended up bundling all these books together for just $100, and I think that was a really great price. This book... near mint sells for like $200 to maybe even more than that at this point. Miles stuff's cooled down. So probably around $200, let's call it. And the rest kind of was just like, a good deal to begin with. So bundling all that together for $100, definitely happy with that. Moving on next to some stuff I got from a dealer there called Cousin Noah Comics, who I follow on Instagram, and he recognized me, had watched my channel and stuff before, so that was pretty awesome. We chatted for a bit, and this they had a bunch of bins that were $3. But if you got 2 of them, it was $5. So every 2 books, you could just, bundle them together, and it came out to, $5, so $2.50 each or whatever. Definitely wasn't turning this one down. The third appearance of Beta Ray Bill, but also the first appearance of his hammer, the Stormbreaker. We've seen it in the MCU a bunch. Definitely an important key book. Nice high grade and a newsstand as well. $2.50, easy choice. This next book is terribly underrated, in my opinion. Thor number 344. This is the first appearance of Malekith. why is this book so cheap? I don't know, but I try to pick them up whenever I can. Definitely a great, Thor key issue to get that is, pretty affordable one. Two copies of that, as you saw, and then we got Thor number 440, first appearance of the Thor Corps. Boom. We got who is it? Thor, Beta Ray Bill, and Thunderstrike, I believe. This is a really, really high grade copy, direct edition, and then we have a slightly lower. This one was clearly red and stuff, but it's a newsstand, early '90s newsstand, a little bit harder to find. Definitely cool. Going back to some of that. Those foil covers, we got another one here. We got Web of Spider-Man number 100. We talked about that before. Second copy of the same book, just from a different dealer. I paid $2.50 at this dealer. The other one, I think I paid, ended up being like $4 or $3 or something like that. So right around the same price. Another foil cover here, X-Men number 300. Always like to grab this book. Pretty typically sells in a high grade for, $7 to $10. So for $2.50, why not? And then this guy right here, this book pops up all the time, but you don't see as often the second printing with this red X-Men logo up here. The first printing is white, definitely a lot more of those out there. I see them all the time. It's a nice little milestone book, but at the same time, the second printing is the one that I usually look out for. I just did a video on second printings, and yeah, there's something that I like to pick up when I can, especially when they are lower print runs than the first printing. Then we got that marriage of Jean Grey and Cyclops, X-Men number 30, great cover. And Wolverine, number 24, this Jim Lee cover featuring Madripoor in the background. Just such a classic. That's all the Marvel that I got from Cousin Noah. But there was some DC and some indies as well. We got Vigilante Numero Uno, the first solo book, from the 1980s. This character has gained so much popularity in the last year, and I think they're going to continue to utilize this character, hopefully, going forward because, of how much people like him. Then this was a big surprise, and something that I've been looking to pick up for a while is Usagi Yojimbo stuff. And I've kind of had on my list and had an eye out for it, but I don't like to overpay. So this was a great deal here. Again, $2.50 per book. This is Usagi Yojimbo Summer Special number 1. This actually reprints and is the first reprint of his first appearance in Albedo number 2. So this is a great kind of like a way to be able to read that story without cracking into an Albedo number 2, which is like a very, very expensive book. Like, I don't know what the minimum on it is, but typically you see like $1,000 plus price tags on that book. So, this is great. Awesome cover. It's a wraparound cover by Stan Sakai. There wasn't a Usagi Yojimbo number 1, but there was a number 2, and guess what? A second copy as well. So I figure I'll keep the nicer copy for my PC and put the other ones up for grabs. And there was also 2 copies of number 3. Some more Stan Sakai goodness. And look at this, 3 copies of number 4. I'm not going to put these all up here, but 2 more copies of number 4 you see right here. Number 5. And number 6. And then definitely a more important one, number 7. This is the first appearance of Spot, who's seen on the cover here, this Dino guy over here. And this character, I believe, is showing up in the show. I haven't actually heard anything about the show. Did it even get released yet? I can't keep up with everything that's going on, but I know they're making a Space Usagi show, and this character has been confirmed to be showing up. So, this is a more popular book, a key issue. And look at that. There were 2 copies of it. Number 8. No number 9, but a number 10, and this is definitely a good one to pick up as well. Another key issue. First crossover between Usagi Yojimbo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, specifically Leonardo here. And you might be saying, wait, why is Leonardo wearing red? For those of you who don't know, originally they all just had the same color mask. The only reason that they decided to differentiate the mask colors was when they made the animated series, the children's television show, because it was a lot easier to tell them apart rather than having to look at their weapon and kind of decipher it. And that way, they were, all had a little color scheme to them. So, fun fact: originally they were all same color and everything. And then we got number 15. the last Usagi Yojimbo book that I got from this dealer. Great stuff. Like I said, a lot of that stuff staying in the personal collection, but the duplicates, I'll be able to pass those on. This next book, this is a con exclusive from Three Men. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a con exclusive, but it's definitely a Three Men in a Basement exclusive. We got Power Kid and Power Pals right here. Really awesome homage cover, and definitely had to support those guys and pick this up. They are some of the like brightest beacons in the comic book community. What they do and what they put into this community and just do for us is just fantastic. They've got the comic book crawl, they've got the comic book swap they do every year. They're at events like Terrificon and other things like that, and of course they do their YouTube and their live shows and stuff. So yeah, big shout out to Three Men in a Basement. Always got to support those guys. Great stuff. Definitely check them out if they're ever at a show, or if you're far away, you can always check them out on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Now, this last dealer, he had a ton of stuff, and I was looking through some good stuff in the $5s, good stuff in the $10 bins, but guess what? He had a very weird policy, and it was all the $5 and $10 books were 5 books for $20. So, with the $5 books, okay, that's, buy 4, get 1 free. Solid. But with the $10 books, that's buy 2, get 3 free. That's 60% off. I couldn't turn that down. So I ended up getting a ton of stuff from this guy. Multiple copies of some books. I'll go through them really quickly. And all these, they might say 10 on them, but I really paid $4 a piece for them. Because, like I said, it was 5 for $20. We got Spider-Man Unlimited, #1, first appearance of Shriek. This book was really high, last year, a year and a half ago, before Venom Let There Be Carnage came out. It's gone down a lot. It was like at $25. Yeah, it's probably a $10 to $15 book now. But yeah, for $4, wasn't turning that down. Anytime I see Punisher Limited Series stuff for cheap, I grab it. This is #5, the final issue. Great cover by Mike Zeck. And then we've got Silk, #2, the Todd McFarlane Amazing Spider-Man 301 homage variant. Great stuff. I think it's a Phantom variant, as it says down there. Easy pickup for $4. We got Avengers, the Terminex Objective #1. First appearance of Eliath, I believe. That cloud thing from Loki Season 1. And we have confirmation, Loki Season 2. This character might be coming back. We might see that. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Then we've got from the Heroic Age, the Avengers #1, first cameo appearance of Azari, the son of T'Challa. Is this character going to show up in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie? A lot of people still speculating on that. A lot of people speculating on Tosin. A lot of people speculating on Shuri taking over the mantle. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, great book here. Key issue from the 2000s. And not only was there the first cameo, but the first full appearance as well. This is a great book. Always picking this one up for, under $5. First cover appearance and second appearance of Omega Red, X-Men #5. Great Jim Lee cover featuring Wolverine as well. And we've got X-Men #24, this classic Gambit and Rogue Kiss cover, red background, looking good. Love Andy Kubert's stuff. Then we've got X-Men what number is this? 53, the first appearance of Onslaught, the combined entity of Professor X and Magneto. Great book right here. I think this is a pretty underrated key as well. Something that they might dive into, but we would definitely not see this sort of thing in the MCU for a long time. At least I don't think so. Then we got Vigilante #1. Again, look at that. A second copy of this book from a different dealer. $4, was not turning that one down. And Batman #429, the final book of the Death in the Family run. This was one of my giveaway books recently, and it was a pretty popular one, so I figured, hey, why not pick a copy up and put it up in my claim sales and stuff like that. Just 1 second. There we go. Nocterra, I always call this Nocturna. I don't know why. Nocterra #1, Scott Snyder goodness. It's been optioned. I believe it was picked up. We don't know that necessarily something is going to be coming out, but it's certainly possible. Great book from Image Comics. And we got Star Slayer number 10 as well. The first appearance of Grimjack, always a book I'm looking for in dollar bins. They're there every once in a while. It's, not a very well-known book. It's a kind of a random indie book, but always look for Star Slayer 1, 2, and 10 because they're the first appearance of Star Slayer, first appearance of Rocketeer, and first appearance of Grimjack. Definitely ones to look out for. The next bunch of books all were multiple copies of things. So we got the Jackpot 1 through 3 set here. This is Jackpot's first solo series. It's a 3-issue limited series. These have sold for like heights of over $30 for the set at points. It's calmed down a little bit, but there's still some definite speculation on this character coming to the MCU. I'm always holding on to Jackpot stuff, so really happy to have not just one, but 2 full sets of that I was able to get. There were also 2 of this book right here, Star Wars number 14, just a classic cover of Chewbacca versus Black Chrysanthemum. Really great cover, and a character that has now finally been introduced into, Star Wars live-action canon. And then we've got Sword of Azrael number 1, first appearance of Azrael, and this is one of 3 copies that I was able to pick up for just $4 each. This next one definitely surprised me, and I grabbed 4 of them, leaving some behind. Actually, I gave some to Erod. He was searching the bins with me as well, and I pulled them out. I said, hey, there's a couple of these. He grabbed them as well. Spawn number 9, first appearance of Angela. Definitely people have had some speculation this character might come to the MCU. Marvel does own the rights to her now after a lengthy court battle between Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman. But definitely picking this one up for $4. No contest there. Venom number 4 from the recent run. Grabbed 5 of these at $4 a piece. That's cover price on this book. And this homage cover definitely was really popular. Sold out immediately at every comic store in my area and was selling for like $10 to $15 for a while. Calmed down a little bit, but certainly is definitely worth more than that cover price. There were 5 of these in there. And then 5 of these as well. We've got Superman, Man of Steel, number 18. First appearance of Doomsday. All of these high-grade first print for $4. How can I possibly say no to that? This book sells for like $15, $20, $25. And even some of the other printings, like the DC Universe one and the newsstand one, sell for like $30, $40, $50. So, not saying no to that. This next one, guys, if you watch my channel, I've been talking about this book. It just keeps popping up. I bought a couple copies, over the last year. I put out a video about this book, and then since then it just keeps popping up. I bought one last week at Zolicon. And guess what? There wasn't just one. There were 6 of these. There was actually more than that, but some of them had a rusty staple. I guess I was in a group that had gotten exposed to moisture. Fortunately, there were 6 of them that looked really, really nice. No rust on the staple. I took the book out. Looked great. So I grabbed all 6 of those for $4 a piece. That is a steal if you know what these are going for. Very, very happy about that. And then Howard the Duck number 1 from, I don't even know, 2014, something like that. This book, I think, is really underrated. This is the first appearance of Gwenpool, the Gwen Stacy version of Deadpool. Think about how popular Spider-Gwen has gotten, Ghost Spider. I don't think this character will be as popular, but man, for, a book that sells for like $15, $10-15, I think is a really good pickup. Not only that, but it wasn't $10 like it says on here. I grabbed them for $4 a piece. Definitely think that will go up over time. Next is Something is Killing the Children, number 1. Number 1. This is the 8th printing of this book. And despite it being the 8th printing, it's still worth something because Something is Killing the Children is the hottest indie book out right now by far. There's been talk of optioning, talk of it coming. I believe, was it Amazon Prime picked it up? I forget exactly, but this is probably going to be made at some point. I think with the immense popularity, I can't imagine it being canceled. There's certainly a possibility, but we'll see. Hopefully it gets through production and all that stuff and eventually comes out. Nonetheless, first book of the run, even though it's the 8th printing, definitely something worth picking up. And then another book. Oh, by the way, there were 8 copies of this, I think. Yeah, 8 of these, and then 9 of these. X-Force #2, second appearance of Deadpool. This is like just a solid $10, $12 book all day, and Deadpool, has been rumored to be coming back for a long time. We didn't get that announcement yet, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. For $4 a piece, these are all really nice high grade ones. In fact, I might even send some of these in. Deadpool's first appearance is so expensive, for the average collector, especially in like high grade, like 9/8. It's just so good to have this one be so cheap and readily available. And I got a bunch of copies now, as inventory. Then we've got Star Wars Darth Vader #4. This, I believe, to be a very underrated book as well. So I'm definitely happy to grab it at cover price. This is the second appearance of Dr. Aphra and the second appearance of Black Chrysanthemum, one character that has been rumored to be coming to live action and the Disney releases of Star Wars, and another character that has already made it onto the screen in what is it? Was it Boba Fett? Yeah, it was Boba Fett. Definitely happy with this. Picking up so many copies, 9 of them. Great second appearance, and it's a double second appearance at that. And like I said, cover price. Can't complain. The last book that I got from this dealer, I grabbed 12 copies of this book because at $4, the price of a comic book off the shelf today, this not only is it Amazing Spider-Man, like a great run, probably the quintessential run in comic books, it's also one of those, cool gimmicky foil covers from the 90s, which so many people love. It's got Spider-Man and Venom, one of his greatest enemies of all time. And not only that, but it's also a key issue. It's the first appearance of Anne Wang, the girlfriend, fiance, wife of Eddie Brock, and the first appearance of Carl Brock, the father of Eddie Brock. $4 a piece. Like, these sell all day, high grade, $15, $20 sometimes. I've seen these in comic shops for even more than that, $25, $30. So, very happy to be picking that up. And there was one more book that seems to not be here. Not from this dealer, but from Very Gary. And I'm not sure where that book went, but I paid $15. It was another copy of that gold background first appearance of Bishop, X-Men 282. He had a really high grade one for $15, and I was happy to scoop that up there. Despite already having bought 6 copies for only $4 a piece, I think that book definitely has some potential in the future. And like I said in my video, check it out from a week ago. That is a much lower print run than the first printing. In fact, there are only 79/8 on the census. So just be aware of that, and always be on the lookout for it. Now, the last group of books, there's only 2 of them. I bought these from Fury Comics, my guy, and he actually held my books for me, my whole short box, while I walked around a little bit before I went to my car. We've got Teen Titans #37, and I believe this is like the first cameo appearance of like a slew of characters. I believe Miss Martian is like the most important one, but just a great Teen Titans book to pick up. And a freaking awesome cover here. All black cover. Beautiful. The red pops really nicely. And then, the other one, again, just pulled for $1. We got Green Lantern #176. First appearance of the Demolition Crew. Great cover featuring Hal Jordan right here. And, just a minor key from the, early 80s, I believe. When was this? 1984. So mid-80s. Kind of the turnover point between the Bronze and the Copper Age. Anyway, that's it. That's a lot of books. It was a whole short box of books. Might not have seemed like it, but think about it. There were multiple copies of a lot of the ones here. And I had a great time. I got to show off my new comic book hunting hat, which, by the way, the story behind this, if you're curious to know, I was at we have a heat wave here in the Northeast, and due to that heat wave, it was extremely hot really early in the morning on Sunday. Usually not, and I was out at the flea markets, and not only was it hot, but it was very sunny. And I went to a flea market I had never been to before, and basically there was no shade whatsoever. And being bald, I didn't want my head to get sunburned because I'd forgotten to put sunscreen on before I left the house. So I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a hat. And I saw this silly Nike bucket hat, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy that. That'll protect my head, my face, the back of my neck, all that stuff. So I bought this hat and I wore it all day. And I went home. I walk in the door. I actually went to my in-laws' house, and my wife looked at me and she goes, "What are you wearing?" And my mother-in-law asked me if I was becoming a rapper. So yeah, I guess this makes me look really cool. I think that is what they're trying to tell me. But I've gotten many compliments on this hat, and my wife hates to hear that. But hey, it is my new comic book hunting hat, and I think I'm just gonna wear it out and about whenever I'm out hunting for comic books. So hey, that's my recap of Terrificon. I'm getting my weeks mixed up. Too many conventions in too short amount of time. Terrificon up in Connecticut, awesome time. Definitely would go back again. I didn't even get any signatures or meet any celebrities, but that was definitely something that people loved about that. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment down below, and until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.